beings from something which clings, a leech-like substance. Read, the Lord is most bountiful. He who has taught the use of pen has taught men that which he knew not. Though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the first guidance in the glorious Quran that we should read, but unfortunately, we realize that the Muslims, in the Muslim community, everyone does not read. And those Muslims who are involved in acquiring knowledge, in reading, they don't read as per the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah does not say only read. Allah says, Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of thy Lord. So when we read, when we acquire knowledge, we should acquire knowledge in such a way that we come closer to our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the knowledge does not bring you closer towards your Creator, towards your Rabb, then that knowledge is not useful for the Akhirah. And our beloved Prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it's a Sahih hadith, which is mentioned in Ibn Majah, hadith number 224. Our beloved Prophet said, Talabul ilmi, seeking knowledge, faridatun ala kulli Muslim, is obligatory on every Muslim. Seeking knowledge is obligatory on every Muslim, man or woman. It's compulsory that every Muslim should acquire knowledge. And it is the duty of us Muslims to see to it that we acquire knowledge. Many of us, we think that knowledge is only what we study in schools, in colleges, and universities. Education and knowledge starts at home. And the best teacher is the mother. It is the duty of the parents to see to it that they properly educate the children. See to it that they give them proper education. Because the child, when he or she is born, they are not responsible for the environment in which they are born. It is the duty of the parents to see to it that irrespective of the environment, they give them proper education. And today we find that there are various societies and the various ways of life in these societies. We have the Islamic way of life, we have the Western way of life, and we have a variety of different ways of life. As far as Islam is concerned, Islam is a complete way of life. It caters both to the spiritual aspect of the soul as well as the physical aspect of the body. And Allah says in the Quran in Surah Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 3, on this day have I completed your religion for you, and have completed my favor for you, and have chosen for you Islam. So once Islam is completed, nothing new can be added or subtracted from it. Our deen is complete. So as far as the way of life is concerned, Islam is a complete way of life. When we mix Islam with the other societies and other ways of life and other cultures, whichever culture we are living in, if that part of the culture is not against the Islamic Sharia, is not against the Quran and the Sahih Hadith, we do not mind following or agreeing with that culture. But if that culture, if that society goes against Quran and Sahih Hadith, we should not follow it. Islam is number one. And now we find that many a time while upbringing our children, we have a problem because of the differences in societies and cultures. And we're aware of the Western society, as many of the Muslims, they're living in Western society. And we find that though the Western society, it is advanced in science and technology, but as far as moral values are concerned, they are declining. We find in the Western society that alcoholism is on the increase, drug addiction is on the increase, obscenity is on the increase, adultery is on the increase, rape is on the increase, crime is on the increase. While educating our children, we should see to it that we give them a proper Islamic education. And while we train them and upbring them in a Western society or any society in the world, it may be an Eastern society also, we should see to it that we should make them a good Muslim. That is, one who submits his will to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam comes from the root word salam, which means peace.